Welcome everyone to Lake Havasu High School Athletics featuring our very own Fighting Knights versus Millennium High School Tigers. We're just about to get started for our JVB game, and we are happy to have you. So our Knights played last night, so do you think that will play a factor in today's performance in their game?
Totally do. I mean, especially as close as those games were last night, they're now hungry and chomping for a victory, so I definitely think we're going to see the Lady Knights come out with all guns blazing, and I think we're in for a great night against the Millennium Tigers.
Looks like Millennium will be starting to serve.
Knights sending it back to the line. Millennium sends it back over. Millennium, a great defense at the net.
Knights need to get back to their bump set spike.
Knights with the point.
Two-handed hit there, which gives our Lady Knights the first point. Service is now over at the Knights.
That's coming right toward their camera, and she actually got it back into play.
You can't count out those plays. Sometimes they can run and get those plays in.
Substitution coming in for Millennium. That's going to be an ace. Tigers move up 2-1 against the Knights.
Got in the net on that one.
Yeah, Randy, we do need to get a better seat. We'll be investigating that, talking to Mr. Zampona. As we are on the ground level, we did not want to take seats away from parents if they had the ability to be here. Now, after the two games, we will have a definite numbers advantage and know what we've got. Might actually get to go up high like we used to and broadcast from the top. That one drops on the Knights' territory.
Score now, Knights 1, Tigers 4. You're okay.
Knights returning that serve back over.
And that out of bounds.
Actually, Randy, what it is, we need to cut down the net judge there at the knees. We have a great view because the camera's right at his shoulders. Timeout right now by the Knights.
Perfect opportunity to tell you about our signature sponsor for our broadcast tonight. It is Anderson Auto Group. Terrific people, super supportive of our Fighting Knights and our community. And we're proud to have them as our signature sponsor.
So Randy agrees with us. He says that, yeah, we take the knees off. It's a great view. So Or we just get, if we had Roger Berger still out here, he's about the right height. We'd be able to shoot over his head. And that one goes long.
Yeah, that was out, so score goes to the Knights, and service goes to the Knights as well. Feel free to chime in, say hi on our social medias, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, or Twitch.
And that one goes long. Knights now within 2.
If they can sustain this, they can tie it up. That was a good hit.
Knights now pull it within 1.
Score is now Knights 4, Millennium Tigers 5.
Drops in, not able to pull it out.
And we are all tied up 5-5.
You know, and this is something, if you look on paper with Millennium being ranked 2, Knights were not predicted to come out this strong. But as I said earlier,
Caught up in the net, another score, so 6-5 in favor of the Knights.
like I said earlier, hot off the streak, off their matches last night, they were going to be hungry.
And that one went into the net, giving it over to Millennium. We love hearing from our friends, whether it's on the Knights or the Millennium side. Cheer on your athletes. Feel free to say hi.
That one's going off the hands.
Off the hands.
Goes for Millennium.
The athletes do watch these broadcasts after the fact, and they do love to see all your comments. So please be sure to say hi, cheer them on. They are watching. Sure. That just tipped right over the net, just barely. But it is still considered a good. Good save by the Knights there. Good bump, set. Okay. A little tip over there. Oh, they got it back over. Good job by the Knights.
That's how you do it.
Play. Serve goes back over to the Knights, and they are in 1 point from tying this up again.
It's going to be a battle at the net again.
One went into the net, giving that score back over to the Knights, and keeping that serve on the Knights side, which is what they want.
Oh, that's a setup for Millennium.
Oh, that was a really good spike by Millennium, sending that over the net and right into Knights territory. Good job on both sides, but that one went just a little too far, giving that score over to the Knights. Tying it up once again, 9-9. the net, and they just were not able to save it. That brings the Knights up by 1, 10-9.
Knights are just firing off on all cylinders right now.
That one's going to go over the net. Good save.
Knights are going to be bringing that one back over. And using the touch instead of the power.
Just that tip right over the net. They weren't able to get that back into play.
Timeout called by Millennium. A 1-minute timeout. As Millennium's hoping to regroup and stop this momentum that the Knights have gotten on.
If you are in the market for a new or used car, we encourage you to check out Anderson Auto Group. Again, they are signature sponsors, but they're also just a great group of people, always helping out the community. And you know what? They got some really good deals on cars down there. We just got ourselves a Prius.
And I love that Prius.
Good serve by the Knights.
Knights hoping to keep that momentum. Millennium was hoping to break it with the timeout called. To the back line of the Knights. The Knights setting it up.
Good job, Lady Knights.
Knights, this time Millennium tips it over.
That was just right in the empty zone where there wasn't a Knight to cover. The Knights are really getting in their groove, and they're making Millennium play their game.
Knights looking to get it back here and keep the lead. Millennium looking to tie it up.
Awfully close to net there. Out.
Out it is, point to the Knights.
That brings it to Knights 12, Tigers 10.
Knights bringing it over. Millennium trying to bring it back.
Saved by the Knights. They got one more shot. Get it over the...
Not able to do it.
Just miscommunicated on that one and just could not get it back over the net. Dropping right in between two Knights. Oops, I'm giving it to the wrong. There we go. So the score is Knights 12, Tigers 11.
Knights have to get it over here on the third one. Not exactly the way they wanted. Millennium trying to pull it out. Millennium gets it back over. Knights going back to that back line, but it lands on the outside.
And that ties it up, 12-12. Now in JV, they play the best 2 out of 3 games.
Two hit, according to the official.
Two-handed hit gives the Millennium Tigers that score.
So Millennium moves ahead, 13-12.
Why am I not getting anything?
Ms. Zampona, thank you for joining us. Knights going to have to go deep here on this one, and they do, keeping it in. Millennium setting up for the spike. Havasu defends it. On the third one, going to take it over. Knights have a chance for an easy setup here for a spike, but can't do it. Lose control on the bump. Tigers move ahead, 14-12. Over on the third one. And that hits just right. And the Knights tie it up 13-13. Kevin Myers, thank you for joining us. Just saw that you logged in. Kevin, one of our coffee supporters. A little donation of buying us a cup of coffee actually goes back into helping the equipment. We appreciate when you do that.
We are an all-volunteer crew. We have day jobs that does not involve this.
As my wife laughs about that, saying all volunteer crew, more like I dragged her along, almost kicking and screaming. She's nice and comes out though. A fan of Havasu Night Sports too, as well. Knights now traveling 15-13. Deep serve from Millennium.
Knights really have to get Millennium to play their game and stay on top of that ball. Not get complacent. Fight for every score.
Puts it over. Wanted to hit that dead man zone, but the Millennium Tigers were waiting for it. Little tip. And got over.
That was a really good run on both sides.
Knights almost with a miscommunication there, but got it over. But sets it right up for Millennium. Knights able to save it. Another save, gets it up and over. But no, just went outside. It's going to be a battle at the net. Knights get it back over. Millennium setting it up. There's the spike. That's going long.
That one ran really far out of bounds there.
Alan, thanks for joining us. (14-17) Knights. It's going to be tight at the net. Goes get it over. Knights there. We're ready for that floater. Third shot. Knights right at the net. Chance to put it away here.
Millennium just pulls that out. It was a good dig.
Got to put it back over on that one. They're going to call that one a push. Oh, double hit. Two hit.
That one a two-handed hit, yep.
18-14. Gets it over. Coming back. Knights not able to pull out that one.
Off the tips of the fingers on that. Just unable to get underneath it.
Millennium now moving ahead, 19-14. In no man's land, they dug it out though. Tips it over and drops right into Havasu's no man land territory. Tigers now sitting at 22, or 20-14.
14, yes.
Knights trying to get it up and over, and they do. Millennium with a spike, but he ends up getting it into the net.
Super hard to dig anything out of the net once it's hit that net. Not impossible, but very hard.
There's the serve. An ace, right, perfectly. You don't call that any prettier than that shot. Knights ready to serve.
Out of the hole here just a little bit.
Last night we saw the Knights able to run multiple times, 6 or 7 point streaks. They're going to have to do it here. That set spike was perfectly drawn up. Couldn't do much better than that.
Sending it back over to Millennium. Lots of good communication happening over at...
2-hit again, called by the net judge.
Yep, 2-handed hit on that set.
Knights needing to work on that.
Whoa, coming right at us.
Took a detour.
Okay, so timeout on Havasu side.
Timeout by Havasu, hoping to regroup. They were keeping up point for point with Millennium, and then Millennium went on a 7-point tear. The Knights looking to recover, looking to catch their breath.
Interrupt the momentum a little bit.
Interrupt the momentum. Also calm themselves down, because occasionally that happens with athletes when, like I said, on paper, you know, they were predicted to struggle a little bit more with Millennium, and then you start to believe in yourself a little bit too much, and you've got to, you know, calm yourself back down as you're thinking that you can do this, which have we seen on any high school sports at any day. Doesn't matter the day of the week or not, it can go either direction. Just depends on if your athletes are firing on all cylinders. And both these teams right now are giving us a long-awaited high school sports action that we've been missing for the past 7 months. Setting it up. Does the touch spike, doesn't power it away.
Good attempt on that block, but it just went off the hands right into the no man's land of Havasu.
Havasu went to throw up the wall.
So we are at this game's last point. So
Nice trying to pull it out, trying to keep it alive. It does come over on Millennium's side. Havasu not able to save it a third time.
That's going to be game point in favor of Millennium, bringing the score to, they're not sets, that's tennis.
No, it's sets for volleyball too, I heard.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I double checked that.
It is Havasu 0, Millennium 1 in this best of 3.
Best 2 out of 3 sets. Tigers take the lead 16-25. Like we said, if you looked at this on paper or you talked to any of the supposed sports experts that you hear out there talking about high school sports, which
why would I talk about that?
I don't know, but you know, they sat there, and as I was talking to them, because that's what I get paid the big bucks to do once in a while.
You get paid?
No, not really. You haven't paid me since we started this gig back 5 years ago. But everyone was saying that Millennium being number 2 was just going to come in, walk all over Havasu. 16-25 is not a walkover, and you know that's.
Well, they held their own there.
Yes, they did, and that's a great job by them. Mike, thanks for joining us.
What's up, Mike? So, in case you are unaware, we are like Havasu's high school sports broadcasting team. We are Havasu Online TV, and we are happy to have you join us today.
Yeah, Mr. Lampona told me in the office if we ever quit, he's going to have to learn how to do this. And I think he was making me sign an extension to my contract right there. I think he's got me till I'm 152. You know, while we're on the timeout, a lot of people ask us why we do this as a volunteer organization, why we do it. Well, part of it was 5 years ago. I got tired of hearing people in Lake Havasu tell me that kids in this town don't do anything. So in talking with the athletics director, Roger Berger, at the time, I said, let me start streaming some of it. I didn't know it meant we were going to be here every night of the week, because there's something going on here every night of the week almost.
And you love every minute of it.
Oh, yes, I do. It's a great excuse to tell you I have to go to work when I get to go watch sports.
And typically we have another volunteer announcer, Brian. We miss you tonight, Brian, if you're watching.
He is watching. I already saw him log in.
We miss you tonight, Brian. And typically it is the Drake and Brian show. So you have to put up with me tonight. I apologize.
No, don't apologize. Otherwise, they'd have me talking all night long.
You like to talk, Drake.
And my students had to put up with it today. So we're looking like we're ready. And we're off and running for game 2.
Well, once again, once they get in that net, it's super hard to be able to dig that back out.
Falls on Millennium's side. Now, some people asked us about it last night, and we had brought it up that due to COVID restrictions, they do not change sides anymore. Because, of course, they're sweating, they're sitting in the chairs.
Double hit.
And they don't want to exchange any fluids that way and get each other sick.
Yeah, so the chairs stay in place, the teams stay in place, and if you caught the beginning of the game, they don't do
The high five shake is no longer a thing.
Yeah, they kind of do a run up to the net greeting, like an air high five, and it's kind of cute, actually.
I kind of like they all sound depressed when they do it. Tips the net on that one. Defends the net. This could be exact miscommunication. Havasu's got to get it over, and they do.
Oh, coming right at us. Woo! And thank you to the gentleman in the crowd that just saved our camera.
Put the camera in shock. I had to manually take it over for a second. They're going to call that on the line. That's going to be an ace.
That brings the score to Knights 1, Tigers 4.
Oh, yes. That's going to be a second ace for the Tigers. That one goes long. Score is now 2-5 Havasu. Our scorekeeper got a little distracted.
I got a little distracted because they actually brought us
rosters
for Lake Havasu High School, so we can tell you who our players are. So right now, serving for the Knights is number 10, Olivia Badarko. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. Olivia got that right over the net. Knights are battling it out here.
Williams setting it up. That goes long. Knights now move up 3-5. That's why I let you call out the names.
I think I said that right.
I think you did too. There's the serve.
And that just hits the net.
That's going to impact on the net.
Goes right back into Knights territory. That brings our score to Knights 3, Tigers 6.
Right in the territory for an ace.
Right on that line. I do not have a roster for the Millennium Tigers, so I apologize. I cannot call their names.
The hit and the catch of the net. Both things would have cost the Knights a point there. That one, and you can see as she shook the hand there, hit the hand just wrong. She felt that one on her thumb when she hit it, and she already has the other thumb taped up a little bit. Puts it over. Millennium making the set, goes deep. That one's just a wee bit long.
A little bit long there.
Had the right idea going for that back line, which they had much success with last night, getting points off of the back line. 3-10. Digs it up. And again, the point goes once more to Millennium. 3-11. Knights need it. Knights need either to get the ball back here or need to call a timeout.
And
Coach needs to jump up, make a timeout here.
just could not get underneath that last one.
9-point difference for Millennium.
I think you talked a little too much about Millennium being number 2 in the state. I think you psyched them out.
If they're watching our stream instead of playing the game, well then we're gonna get out here and play them also.
That's true, but we're always cheering on our Knights.
Great save there by the Knights, into the net though.
Now, and we need to remember too, this is a first-year team. Many of them are freshmen. So
Majority of the Knights team are freshmen. So technically, not 7 months ago, this was the Thunderbolt Middle School volleyball team.
Yes, that is correct. So they're doing remarkably well, having not been able to meet during the summer and having a delayed start to their season this year.
And also, it's important to point out that the Havasu team has only had one home game, and that was last night. The first 5 were on the road.
That is
so
correct.
rigorous schedule that they've been on. Getting it over there, has it popped up.
We really need to get
Millennium making the set. Right in no man's land.
We really need to find that bump, set, spike rhythm again.
15-3.
We have some substitutions coming in.
Number 6 and number 3 coming in.
Number 6, Hope Soto, and number, what was it,
3, Tatum Wilcox.
Tatum Wilcox coming in. Not always easy to see around all the monitors and equipment we have in front of us.
Millennium setting it up, pops it over. Havasu opportunity here for the set spike. Sends it to the back line, and it rolls.
That rolled right off of her fingers, and you could tell she knew that was not going to go well.
So now the Knights looking.
All right, and right now the, let's see, Athan is our server. And that is an
And there's
ace.
an ace for Athan right out of the bat. Kalali. Oh.
Oh.
Just off the side of the hand.
Came off her hand wrong. Sometimes that happens.
Well, you know, when she felt it too the first time, and she went to second guess it.
Yeah. Coming up to serve on Millennium side is number 1.
Sorry, we don't have the score of the list for number 1, but
we do not. It's short.
digs it out. Millennium's going to be setting it high to the back line of the Knights. Drives it back off the fingertips. Brings it back in. Takes it out of the stands. Keeping it in play. Both teams doing amazing.
Oh,
And drops right there. 2 Knights driving for it.
Right in the no man's land right there between the Knights. Brings our score to Knights 5, Millennium Tigers 17. Looks like we might have a substitution on Millennium's side. Number 7 in for number 2, and number 5 in for number 3.
Pops it right back over. Timeout by the Knights.
I was muted.
You've been muted this whole time.
I was muted. So that was a textbook perfect spike on Millennium for that last score. Once again, in case you just joined us, we are Havasu Online TV. We are an all-volunteer crew, and we appreciate you watching with us today. Our signature sponsor for tonight is Anderson Auto Group. They help out our booster club greatly and provide these young ladies, these fighting knights, with uniforms and other necessary items for their sport, as well as all kinds of support for our other sports as well.
Pretty much, if there's anything in need, all you do is you hear the Anderson Automotive Group and the Anderson family. They just look and go, what do you need?
Pretty much, yeah.
They don't ask anything else. What do you need?
They'll come through for you for sure.
You know, great family, great company. Even when I was looking for a car, I didn't even know I was looking for a car. They just asked me what I needed. I told them what I needed. Next thing I knew, they made it appear.
A little short serve there. Good job by Havasu on finding that.
Fighting at the net for it now. Goes deep.
That was in.
Just over the head. They thought it was going to go, but it just dropped right there at the end.
They thought that was going to go out. It did not. That little bump right there, right into the no man's land. We've got a timeout.
Looks like another timeout from Havasu.
Score is Knights 5, Tigers 20. Knights have a big hole to dig out of here. And what do you think is going to happen this last few
ones? I think you're going to see Millennium just keep the pace that they're going right now. They're not going to be in a hurry to win, as all they need is 5. Havasu, though, has to get aggressive. Havasu has to attack every ball and play it like it's the last point. That's the only way they're going to dig out of this hole. They need to do from here, if they want to run it out, they need to get the serve back and then do.
They've got to dominate the floor.
Literally.
Talk to each other, communicate, and that goes long.
That goes long, though, but they came out aggressive. Just like I said, they came out, they attacked. They've got nothing to lose at this point.
They were very aggressive on that play. We just need to see them maintain that, but keep the ball in bounds.
That one's going to go long. Sure does. Now the Knights get it back here.
That gives the Knights, they're now up to 6, but they're facing a long haul against Millennium's 21.
The Knights need right here.
Number 3 serving. That's Tatum Wilcox. Ooh, right into the net.
Just couldn't quite make it over. I like the idea of having Tatum in the center there. Gave a lot of the court open for her. 6-22. Knights have to fight to get it back here.
Oh. Millennium is 2 points away from putting this game to bed.
Game, match, and set to bed.
And that was that was a definite miscommunication there.
That's all right. Great learning experience there. Not giving up. That's what I like to see.
Tip that
caught off at the net.
Into the net, and that is the set.
That's it. Second set away. Tigers 25, Knights 6. You know, but overall, great outing by both of them. Millennium able to keep the composure a little bit longer, keep it under control. We're going to mute the mics real quick here while JVA warms up. And we're going to keep the stream up with you as well so you can watch them warm up. And then when it comes time for varsity, we do take the stream down. We put up the varsity stream exclusive. But if you have friends that like high school sports, or volleyball, if you're fans of Millennium, you're fans of the Knights, and they don't know or you don't see them online watching right now, right now is the best chance to text and call them and say, hey, you just missed a great game. You need to sit there and watch the next one, because if you don't, the folks at Havasu Online TV are going to find you and cut your internet service.
No, we may not do that, but we are going to take a little bit of break here, guys, so we can reset all of our score boards and get ready for the JVA game.
Sorry.
And we'll be back with you very shortly. As we count down the last few seconds of warm-up for the JVA game, we'd like to remind you that you are watching Havasu Online TV. We are a volunteer broadcast company bringing you all of the night sports action. If you would like to help us in keeping us on the airwaves, so to speak, we're more social media than airwaves, but if you'd like to help us out, you can help support us by buying us a virtual coffee by going to coffee, ko-fi.com/Havasu Online TV. You can click that link there that's provided.
Clicking that link allows us to do a lot more. Now, as she said, we are a volunteer organization here out bringing you night's action and night sports. And, all the money raised through coffee and any donations to us goes right back into the broadcast rig, replaces cameras, all of our paraphernalia that we need to bring this to you. And the more support we get, the more cameras and the more options we're going to bring to you. Right now, we're looking to replace a few items, but we're also looking to be able to get, our head goal of, being able to interview some of the athletes afterwards. So we need mobile mics for that, mobile cameras, and the only way we're going to get there is support from you, our fans.
All right, looks like we're going to get started here. Let's go, Knights.
Here comes the greeting. Right to the back line and wave.
Getting themselves hyped up for the game. Lots of good energy going on here.
Both the Millennium and Havasu getting psyched up for it. A little playful out there, loosening up.
Randy's rooting for Presley, saying, "Go Knights, go Presley."
Nice.
We're with you. It looks like Presley's number 5.
Presley Evans, number 5.
And she's out on the court, so she's going to be starting us off here. As always, we appreciate everybody that's given us a watch today. And if you have a particular athlete that you want to cheer on, please do. They do watch these after the fact. And we're starting off with a net ball, giving our Havasu the first score. Knights 1, Tigers 0. So serving first. Looks like number 4. Number 4 is Marissa Rodriguez on the Havasu squad.
Tries to find Deadlands in there.
The
and does.
Keeping the Knights alive here, 2-0.
And it is great to hear the fans
Marissa
behind
Rodriguez
us.
With the serve. Nice serve right over low over the net. Ooh.
Digs it out.
It was a really good dig, but just went out of bounds. Giving the Tigers their first score.
Number 5, Millennium up on the serve.
We apologize. We do not have Millennium's roster, so we can't give you their names. We do, though, have Havasu's rosters.
A little miscommunication there. Tied up 2-all.
They've just got to work out the kinks a little bit. They did have games last night as well, so could be a little bit on the fatigue side.
And hits the corner with that one. And you saw the Knights fired up on that one as well.
That gives the Knights the 1-point lead. The Knights 3, Tigers 2. There we go.
Drops right on there.
Yep. Oh.
Fired right back.
Yeah, they lobbed lobbed that soft over the net, and Millennium just fired it right back in a beautiful spike right down into no man's land.
Yeah, camera wasn't even able to get focus on the ball before it came flying back.
Ooh, good save by the Knights there, getting it over, but it went out of bounds. They got to keep those balls in bounds.
That one looked like could have gone either way. They take the judgment call at the last minute. It looked like it was going to drop on the line, so they went for it.
Short
Digs that one out. Digs it out again.
Went right in the net.
Great try there by Kaylee.
A little bit of a lead here. So Knights 3, Tigers 5. Right back over once again.
Right now the Tigers are just on fire at the net.
The Knights really need to not bump that back over the net. They need to get it high enough so that their setter can get underneath it and set up a really good play. Right now they're just bumping it right back over the net, setting Millennium right up for that really good spike.
Two-hand touch.
Two-handed touch.
Sorry about that there with the camera controls. Like we said, we are trying to re-upgrade a couple of the equipment. Some of them have definitely seen the wear and tear over the past 5 years.
Miscommunication there on who was going to get that.
8-3, timeout Havasu.
While we take this timeout, we'll remind you once again our signature sponsor for our sports broadcast tonight is Anderson Auto Group. Great people, great family. You're in the market for a new car, new or used car, we suggest the Anderson Auto Group. Always fair. And just like I said, they support our community, they support our Knights, they support our schools, all of our schools. And
if there's something needing to be done, you're going to find Anderson there, either with the manpower or helping to finance something to go on.
Yep.
You know, they love watching all the sports. They love supporting all the sports that they can.
And not just sports. I mean, they support the elementary schools.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely are fixtures in the community, and we are incredibly, incredibly blessed to have them as members of our community here. That was in.
Just nicked the line on that one.
So our Lady Knights really need a side out here. They've got to get that ball back.
3-10. They're hoping that timeout was going to break the momentum. Putting it right up there.
That's the way we want to do it, Knights.
Millennium right there at the line. Knights were ready in no man's land for that touch. Pops it back over. Oh, just off the fingertips. Knights diving for it.
Save, but then couldn't get the second hit in. Too close to the net on that one. Once again, they got to get those a little bit away from the net so that their setter can get underneath it.
Yeah, we know what they're going for. We can see it. They want to get right up to that net, so they've got that full power and full angle for that spike down. But just getting a little too close.
Just
trying to put that one over.
Just not enough control is what it comes down to. They just need to work on their control a little bit.
But you know what? When you have to spend a whole summer inside because of certain things happening in the world, and you're not able to go out and practice with your team.
To be fair, these students have not had their usual season. Number one, their start was delayed. They weren't able to start practicing. They weren't even able to have tryouts until way into what their normal season would be. So they're just starting to gel as a team.
And we see that example right here on both teams. Digs it out.
Good dig on that one, just a little outside. Couldn't get to it.
You know that scoreboard, if it wasn't in the way, it's
Sorry.
that's why we need to put those people up high. Get out of the way of our athletes. Off the net, gonna go for a third one, pulled it over.
They dug that one out. That was a difficult one. Help them
Digging
out.
it out again.
Nope.
Stuck in the net. But huge shout out to the Knights there.
They're definitely going for it. They're really trying to keep that ball in the air.
I mean, they are returning cannon shots at them.
They're definitely digging them out.
That one just at that sweet spot between floor and hand. Tigers 15, Knights 3. Set 1, best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we don't have control over that. This is where the referee always is. To be fair, last year and previous seasons, they have not had both sets of stands out, and so we have been behind the score table and not had to have the referee in the way. But unfortunately, we don't have that.
That one's going to Havasu.
Sorry, and that was an answer to Randy, who said they should put the referee on the other side. Like I said, the score table's on the opposite side, and normally we would be behind them with that side of the bleachers not pulled out. But because of COVID, we have pulled both sets of bleachers out to ensure that social distancing.
Next time out, Randy, I'll show you where I want to put us next.
And while I've been talking, I forgot to update the scoreboard, but it is Knights 5, Tigers 15. Randy says it's excuses. Excuses, he wants action. Well, we're figuring this all out as we go, Randy, and on Monday night, which is senior night, by the way, we will be here for another home game on Monday night.
Yes.
And but we will have a different location where hopefully you'll have a better view.
We're gonna have such a good view. Randy's gonna buy me M&Ms.
Or he can just buy you a coffee.
Could buy me a coffee. Coffee would be nice. Coffee goes back into fixing the rig.
Coffee goes right back into updating our damaged equipment. After 5 years of hauling this broadcast rig from here and there and everywhere, all over Havasu and beyond, it's taken a little bit of a beating.
Oh, that one just right, and an ace by Millennium. Great attempt there from the Knights to try to dig it out.
We are at Knights 5, Tigers 19.
Havasu gets the ball back here. 6-19. It's time to see a 13-point run.
I just realized I didn't have the floor mic on, so I apologize. Our ambient sound mic.
Dock your pay again.
Yeah, if I got paid, that would be a threat. Oops. And there goes the ball into the stands. Thankfully, it didn't come our way. And that was in favor of the Knights. No, it was not. It was in
16-20, favor of the Tigers.
Yeah, that would be correct. Randy says he'll donate $100 if we get better seating.
Wait till I show you what I've got coming up, Randy.
Let me tell you, $100 would go a long way towards fixing, or actually replacing our camera controller.
Our Huddle Cam HD camera controller.
It's view screen is damaged to the point where it does not work anymore, so we have to go all by our key entry. It's kind of funny.
That one goes out. Knights get the point, 7:22. Now it's time for the Knights to fire off a 14-point streak.
Let's do this, Knights. We've got this. Let's see. Number 3 is serving. That is Kaylee Paoli. We got this, Havasu. Come on, we can pull this out.
Deep shot,
Good
saved.
hit. And it was popped up, but into the stands. That brings the score to Knights 7, Tigers 23.
Bringing it over. Ah!
There's miscommunication there.
Tried to get it at the last minute. I'll show you in a second, Randy. Be patient.
Wait, we got to get through our game here, Randy.
Oh, just off the back.
Really good attempt at a dig there, but just couldn't get it done. And that brings us to the end of the first set.
End of the first set. All right, Randy, I'm going to show you the sweet spot I'm looking at for our next broadcast. See right up there, right at the S? We just had to make sure no one bought that seat. So right there, 36, 35, 34, up top. And that's going to give us a great view down here on the floor. So yes, Randy, we're going to be senior night up there, bird's eye view.
You will still, though, have excellent camera quality.
Yes.
Thanks to our 20x zoom camera that brings you all the high definition clarity that we provide.
Yeah, we actually put out higher definition than Facebook puts out, so we're pumping it through. Facebook just needs to catch up to us, so as soon as Zuckerberg gets out of trouble with the judicial system.
Zuckerberg?
Yeah, him too. That's his cousin.
Okay. Okay, so our Lady Knights need to bring this next set home to stay alive in this best of 3 sets.
Our Lady Knights should be able to do it. As those post halftime discussions. All right, Randy approves of it. Good.
Randy approves.
The only trick is those seats are really tight. The equipment's really big.
Randy says to send him the link.
All right, Randy. You've got it.
We'll help you out here. There you go.
Randy's about to buy us a lot of coffee. I'm going to name the rig after him if that happens. So, my new controller will be called the Heart.
Yeah, we will name our new controller the Heart Controller.
The Heart Controller.
All right. Let's go, Knights. Let's bring this one home. We are ready and set for the second set in this 3-set series. Best of 3.
There, Randy, since we know you're cheering on Presley. Good shot at Presley.
Starting at the net. Look, she even looks like she's waving at us. She's not. That's someone in the stands that said hi to her.
Yeah. Someone's behind us said hi, Presley. Is like perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Now, what I like here is the Knights are ready to go. The Knights are already out there, fired up.
Okay, so we have, is that number 4 that I see?
As I just take the camera off it, I'm sorry.
Right? I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's number 4.
Yep, number 4.
Number 4 is going to be starting the serve for us in this set. That's Marissa Rodriguez.
And see, Randy, this is why we know we're going to get a good shot from up there, too. Because back where we are, she's all the way on the other side against the wall, so.
Behind her, you will see the senior posters. Our senior varsity players always get their banners displayed in the gym. Now tomorrow night actually is senior night for our football as well as marching band.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow night's broadcast will be our varsity football with the marching band, and senior night for both of those. Monday night being senior night for our varsity volleyball players. They dug that out. That was a really good serve by Marissa. And the Knights win that point.
All right, Randy's
That's what we needed to
stepdaughter.
see.
Yep. And the fact that Randy's watching stepdaughter on here makes it even worth more for me being out here. Having multiple stepdaughters myself who are Knights.
Yes, you do.
Tip at the net, battling it out.
Oh,
Just under the net on that one.
could not get that one to go over.
So Tigers tied 1-1.
The Knights are tied 1-1.
Well, Tigers just got the point, so they tied it. So the Knights were ahead.
Yes, they were.
And yes, my alumni biasness is showing, and I'm happy about it. Millennium with a dig. Knights trying to get it up.
That's good. There we go. That's going to be out. And giving that point over to the Tigers.
Yeah. Don't know where exactly I got that on camera because I started watching the game live in person.
Always a hazard.
Putting it over into no man's land. Millennium.
That was a really, really great attempt at the net by Presley. And it just was strong enough to bounce off of her hands and towards the stands rather than back over the net where they wanted it to go. But certainly an excellent effort on the Knights' part.
Ace right there.
Yep.
Knights putting it not over, just bounces off the net. Tigers now 5, Knights 1.
That was a really rough dig there. She was able to get to it, but not able to get underneath it enough to get it up in the air where someone could help her out.
Slingshot it off the net too hard.
Oop. That way.
Millennium moves up 7-1.
And that one's going to be shot long, giving the point to the Knights. Now that it's back in the Knights' hands, let's see what we can do here. This is Akari is serving for us. And that went into the net. Akari, one of my students from last year. Good kid.
And that serve just ricocheted a little bit off the hand. Took a little of that power off she was counting on. Drops outside. Looks like that is going to go to the Knights. Havasu saves that one. Sends to the back line. Millennium trying to get it back over. Havasu looks for the set. Presley drops it right in no man's land. Picture perfect. That's going to bounce off the net. You had a lot of the JV squad. There's the set and the spike. A dog pile of Knights there. Yeah, they get up laughing though. That makes you feel good. Yeah, sometimes you need to have that happen during a point. So the Knights only trailing by 4. Still keeping it close here. Game 2, best 2 out of 3. Ace serve there. Your keeper not working. Same time my camera went weird. It's like gremlins running through this. Substitution coming in. Serve long by number 7. So the score now 6-11, favor of the Tigers. That one bounced off the net a little bit. Knight's getting a chance to set it up here. Millennium saves it. Knights put it back. Yeah, and you hear the crowd enjoyed loving seeing that. Crowd right behind us. Just dropped that right on the line with the last minute number.
That was number 6, Lauren Castillo on the serve.
Number 8 thought it was going to go down. Dropped right at the last minute. She had to go for it. Castillo with the ace.
Serve by Lauren. Excellent block.
2 hits. Point to the Knights.
That was an excellent block at the net by the Knights. Really, really excellent block.
Which, Randy, you will see that block Monday, I promise.
And that one's going
to little too much on that one. But the Knights pull it within 2 on that run, but now trail by 3, 9-12. Knights get it back here. They'll be able to start that streak again, close the gap.
That bump went a little bit astray, but they attempted to dig it out of the net, and it went just...
Sometimes that net just grabs onto that ball too much.
It didn't go where they wanted it to go, let's just say that.
Millennium with the serve.
It's a good dig by number 6. Yeah, number 6, Lauren Castillo. Got to get the bump up in the air instead of sideways. There we go again. Ooh, that was off the face. Oof. That was a hard one to watch.
Smiling, shaking it off.
Smiling and shaking it off. That's she's tough. Whoa.
Millennium seems to be targeting that side of the court.
Millennium knows.
So there's going to be a substitution there right now. 6 coming in for 22 coming in for 6.
So 22 not on my roster.
Just off the net. (9:17). Favor of Millennium.
Still
That one's
guarded in
into the
that
coach's corner. Timeout being called by the coach. 9-point deficit, wanting to call timeout, where the Knights had closed within 2, then lost the serve down by 3, and then the Millennium with a 6-point run right after that.
Just a reminder, we are Havasu Online TV. We are an all-volunteer broadcast. Consider buying us a coffee, virtual coffee, through ko-fi.com/Havasu Online TV. Helps us keep our broadcasts going, helps us replace equipment as needed, as well as improve our broadcasts over time. If you had seen us 5 years ago, you would be surprised where we are today.
You saw us 5 years ago. It was like watching an Atari 2600 video game. Fuzzy, blinking, and all blocky.
Yeah, very, very different from what it is today, and it's taken us a long road to get here, and a lot of our own pocket money to get there.
Rolls over the net on that one. Knights chasing it. Just not enough room for the wall there.
You can't say they weren't going for it, though.
And people wonder why we have pads up in the gymnasium. It's because our girls will plow into the wall to get the ball.
Absolutely.
They think it's parkour at times. Trying to save. Tried to get off the ground.
The 4 hits. So tried really hard to dig that out and get that back over the net.
Madeline trying to knock it back over, literally from a 3-point stance on the ground.
You're good. Camera's way up there. You're all good.
And that landed.
That landed in.
Millennium in shock. They thought it was going out, and it's like someone just poked it down and went straight onto the line.
Landed right on the line, and they looked shocked.
20-10. That had some interesting spin on that ball.
For Havasu there. Serving was Brooklyn Hawkins on that one, just not able to get enough oomph over the net.
Yeah, you saw Brooklyn hit it a little bit too much on her thumb there. Put more of a rotation to the side. Now, sometimes the benefit of being down here at courtside, you can see the expression of these servers right when they hit it.
Yeah, they can tell.
They know exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly what's going to happen with it. You know, I played volleyball once upon a time. Been way too many years to count.
Trying to do the dig there.
But you know, they had a different scoring method back then.
They did. That was something that changed. Somewhere in the late 90s, they decided that every possession, or not even possession, every volley was a point.
Was a point, yeah. And before it was you had to have possession. It had to be your serve in order to get a point.
Yep.
The games were really long.
Yes. Now they sped up quite a bit.
We are at, right now, Knights 10, Tigers 23. They are 2 points away from closing out this set and winning the game. And that one goes out. Just too much oomph on that one.
Yep, game point here. Knights need to get it back.
Knights need to get it back and keep
and then run with a 16-point streak uninterrupted.
Yeah. Remember, it's within 2.
Knights trying to bring it back over, try to push it over, trying to be safe. And they...
Oh, it went in the net.
Knights into the net even though it went out.
And that gave the Tigers the second set.
All right, so the best of 2 out of 3 sets. Your winners right there. Millennium gets it.
Great job, Millennium.
And instead, as you saw, just as they waved at each other, thanks to COVID, they wave at each other goodbye. Great job, though. You hear the fans clapping. You can see the varsity squad getting ready to come out. You hear the music about to be started by Mr. Zampona. So we're going to take the stream down. Be watching, hit like, subscribe all of those buttons you have to follow, so you know when we come back up in about 5 minutes for varsity. We're Havasu Online TV, and we're going to see if we can catch it here. Be ready in case Zampona hits the music. We're going to catch our varsity coming out.
He's going to start the music before we're going to be able to catch that.
Yeah, that's it. We'll catch you next game. Have a good day.